Hello viewers, welcome to Physics Facilitator. So in today's session we are going to discuss motion chapter which we have started in our last video, right? So far what all topics we have covered in this chapter? We have covered the definition of motion and we have taken an example to understand what is motion and how it is described, and we have seen the definition of distance and displacement, and also we have seen the differences between distance and displacement, and also we have took an example to understand what is distance and what is displacement of a particular object. So in today's video we are going to learn other topics of this chapter. Okay, speed ante enti, general case lo speed ante enti, ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మూవ్ అవుతుంది అనుకోండి, దాన్ని మనం ఎలా డిస్క్రైబ్ చేస్తాం? ఫాస్ట్ గా వెళ్తుంది అంటాం, లేదంటే స్లోగా వెళ్తుంది అంటాం. అంటే స్పీడ్ గివ్స్ us an idea whether the object is moving slowly or fastly. Okay, so speed of a body is nothing but distance traveled by unit time. Okay, so for example, if a car is a point A and it is moving to point B, and let us say this path is 100 kilometers and it is covering this path in 2 hours. Now what will be the speed? Speed ante distance traveled by time. Ante ikkada distance enta 100 by time 2 hours ante 50 kilometer per hours, right? So what is the speed of the car while traveling A to B? It is 50 kilometers per hour. So this is the speed of the car, right? So by this you can say that speed only gives the magnitude, but it does not give the information about in which direction the car is moving, right? So by this we can say that speed is a scalar quantity, right? Okay, so speed is nothing but the rate of change of position of an object in any direction. That is, the rate of change of position of an object is called as speed, and speed equal to distance traveled by time. Ante what will be the units of speed? Meter per seconds or kilometer per hours. Okay, so these are the units of speed. Okay, meter per seconds. So the speed at any instant is called as instantaneous speed. Ante oka object motion lo unnappudu at any instant if we measure the speed, then it is called as instantaneous speed. Okay, this is about speed. Next, velocity. Velocity ante enti? Velocity is nothing but it gives us the information about the direction in which the car is moving. I mean the object is moving. Okay, so speed gives us the magnitude, right? But it does not provide us a direction, whereas velocity gives us both magnitude and direction. So this is the reason velocity is a vector quantity. Okay, so velocity is the speed of an object in a specified direction. So how we will calculate the velocity? Velocity equal to distance traveled in a specified direction by time taken. Okay, so now what are the units of this velocity? It is meter per seconds. Okay, and this velocity is a vector quantity which gives both magnitude and direction. Okay, now what is the main difference between velocity and speed? The difference is nothing but velocity also gives us the extra information about the direction of that particular object, whereas speed only gives us the magnitude. That is, it only tells us in which speed the car is traveling, but it does not give us an idea about in which direction the object is traveling. But in case of velocity, it gives us both the magnitude as well as the direction. Okay, how we can write this distance traveled in a specified direction in a small way? We can simply write it as displacement, right? Displacement ante enti? Displacement is nothing but the shortest distance traveled in a specified direction, right? So this is displacement by time. So velocity is nothing but it is displacement by time, right? So the SI units of velocity is meter per seconds. And how the velocity is represented? It is represented with the directed line segment, right? And the arrow length will indicate the speed of the object, okay, and the arrow will indicate the direction of that object which is in motion. So this is in case when the path is a straight line, right? If the path is a circular path, that is curved path, then how will be the velocity vectors? Velocity vectors will be the tangents of this circle, right? So in this case, that is in case of curved path, the tangent drawn at the point will gives us the direction of the velocity at any instant. Okay. So if we see the velocity at this instant, this tangent will give us the information at this point, this tangent, at this point, this tangent. This way, in curved path, the information of velocity is given by the tangents drawn to that curved path. Okay. So let me erase this part and let us see example to calculate velocity. Okay. In speed example, we have taken that a car is moving from A to B and it is 100 kilometers length and it is traveling in 2 hours. Okay. So what was the speed? 100 by 2 equal to 50 kilometer per hours, right? So now let us calculate velocity in this case, okay? So first, what is the formula of velocity? Velocity equal to displacement by time. So how to calculate displacement? So to calculate displacement, we need initial position and final position of that car, right? So xf minus xi, that is final position minus initial position. So what is the final position of that car? It is B, that is 100 kilometers, okay, minus what is the initial position? It is A, that is it is at 0. So 0. So what is the displacement here? 100 kilometers. So now let us substitute this 100 kilometers by time, 2 hours. So what we are getting here? 50 kilometer per hours, right? So the velocity of the car is 50 kilometer per hours. So if the car again travel from point B to A, then what will be the velocity? Now again we have to calculate displacement. Delta x equal to xf minus xi. What is the final position? It is 0. And what is the initial position? It is 0. So it will be 0 kilometers, right? So let us substitute this one in the formula. 0 by, to travel here 2 hours, again the car is going back, that is again 2 hours, that is 4 hours. So velocity equal to 0 kilometer per hours in this case, okay. So in this way we have to calculate the velocity of a object, okay. Next, uniform motion. Uniform motion ante enti? The object is said to be in uniform motion if its velocity is constant. అంటే ఒక మూవింగ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యొక్క వెలాసిటీ కాన్స్టెంట్ ఉంటే దాని మోషన్ అనేది ఎలా ఉంటుంది? ఇట్ విల్ హ్యావ్ అ యూనిఫామ్ మోషన్. సో let us take an example like if a car is at point A and it is moving to point B. Let us say it have travelled 5 meters in 2 seconds. Again from B point it is travelling to C point. Same, it is covering 5 meters and in 2 seconds. Again it is travelling from point C to D. Again it have covered 5 meters in 2 seconds. So what is happening in this case? It is covering equal distance in equal time, right? In every point it is travelling equal distance with equal time, right? So here what is happening? The velocity is constant, right? Next, non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion ante enti mari? If object is in motion and its velocity is changing continuously, it is not same or it is not constant, then that body is said to be in non-uniform motion. Okay. For example, if a body is or a car is at point A and it is moving to point B. It is traveling 5 meters to reach point B in let us say 2 seconds. Again from point B it is traveling to point C, and in this journey it have travelled let us say 6 meters in 3 seconds. Again from point C it is traveling to point B in distance of 7 meters and 4 seconds. So what is happening in this case? The car is traveling unevenly. That is, it is not traveling with constant velocity. The velocity is changing. That is, it is traveling in unequal distances in unequal time intervals, right? Non-uniform motion and enti, the object is at motion when its velocity is changing. It is called as non-uniform motion, or we can simply say that when object travels unequal distances with unequal time intervals, then the object is said to be in non-uniform motion. And coming to uniform motion, when the object travels equal distances in equal time intervals, it is said to be uniform motion. So this is about uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Okay. That's all for today's session. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and please support my channel. Let us meet in another amazing session.